Wishing you all a very pleasant evening. I, Kavya Serene, on behalf of Cerebro Kids, extend heartiest welcome to all present here. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce the speaker for today's session, Mr. Arpit Gupta, an IIM Lucknow alumnus who has to his credit a rich experience of over a decade and is a well-known financial literacy coach. He will be sharing with us some useful insights today on the topic of developing investment acumen and stock analysis. So let's get ready to get a sneak peek into the world of finance and investment. Over to you, sir.
Hi everyone. Good evening. Good evening everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
15-20 गुड इवनिंग नहीं आएंगे तब तक स्टार्ट करने में मजा नहीं आएगा यार.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening,
Good evening
sir.
guys. Good evening guys. Okay, so guys, you have come to this webinar on investments, investment acumen. First of all, I would like to ask you guys, what do you understand by investments, and what should we know as a what should we know about investments? So maybe any one of you can speak about it, and that way I can make a few changes to the webinars. How we go through the webinar, I will make some changes as per what your understanding is. So any one of you can tell me, what do you understand by investments? Acha, one more thing guys, this is going to be a very interactive webinar. So if you guys are not going to be interactive, then this is going to be a very boring 1 hour. And I would love you guys to be very interactive, because if you are here, then make use of this time. Try to learn some things from me. So what do you understand by investments?
Sir, I have a very basic understanding.
For our future purpose.
Okay, Nirbhay has some idea. Wali mein, yeah, you go ahead.
Sir, it is basically like where you invest, as in where you give some resource in expectation of a more positive or a greater resource in the future, like a deal.
Correct. To some extent, yes, correct. What else?
So for some economic benefit in the future.
Anticipation of an economic benefit. Correct. Now, to get some economic benefit, basically what is investment? Investment is putting money into some sort of financial instrument. It can be gold, it can be stocks. Investment is an asset acquired or invested into build wealth. Correct. See, investment in very layman terms. I will be speaking from my mobile device just to avoid any network fluctuation. So I have joined in from mobile data. So my voice will keep on coming. Okay, so now investment in very layman terms is basically when you are putting money into something with an anticipation that your money will increase in future. And it should increase at what should be the benchmark? What should be the minimum that your money should increase in order to say that, okay, it's okayish. Inflation is the benchmark. If your money is increasing more than inflation, then it's a good, you have done a very decent investment. If your money is not increasing more than in inflation, then you have done a very bad investment. Now, general savings, FDs, RDs, PPF, they give you minimal 5 to 7% return. Inflation is 5 to 5.5%. So your money will increase by, above inflation by FD, RDs and PPF and all those accounts as well. But do you want your money to just 2% more than 1 or 2 percentage points more than inflation? Probably not. That is where investments come into picture. Now, important point about investments. What all should we know about investments? If we are saying that we must understand about investments, what all should we understand about investments? What comes to your mind that how can you say, or when can you say it's a good investment decision that you have taken? Or what parameters can you judge whether your investment decision is a good one or not? Okay, you can.
Whether it is increasing the shareholders' wealth or not.
whether it is increasing.
Shareholders' wealth,
Okay,
maximizing the
see,
share pricing.
correct. So returns, basically returns. If I compare, I mean, if I simplify what Gautam has said, basically first thing that you must know is where to put your money, where you are getting best returns. Okay, where to put money, how will you understand that? That you will learn from me. How to decide which investment or which company's stock or which investment portfolio, which mutual fund to choose. That will increase your money to the best possible extent. Okay, which one? What else? What else can give you, what else can help you in understanding your, if you are making a good investment decision or not? When to buy and when to sell, would that help you? I purchased sovereign gold bonds couple of weeks back. The price per unit was 4757. Today, the sovereign gold bond price is 4837. If I had invested money in sovereign gold bonds, not 2 weeks back, but today, I would have easily lost 60 rupees. So when to buy and when to sell, that is very important. That also you will learn from me. That or not, I mean, you can learn, you should learn it. I mean, you can learn from me or from anyone, but you should learn it. Which one and when to buy, when to sell. Uh, we understood about two things. The third most important thing is how much money to put in which investment option. There are large cap funds, mid cap funds, small cap stocks, there are ETFs, there are bonds, there are mutual funds, 100 types of mutual funds, there are rates, InvITs. How much money to put in which investment option? How do you decide that? What can be a good portfolio for you? You should learn that. Third thing, very important to know. And fourth, which is equally important, is that as a beginner, I don't know how to start. I mean, should I start looking at TradingView, or should I start looking at Money Control, or should I start looking at any other website? That what would I do? I open up that website. What do I read there? How do I opened a Demat account? That is easy. I opened a Demat account, let's say Zerodha or whatever. Grow, Zerodha, Angel Investing. I opened a Demat account. What do I do with that Demat account? What are the things that I should know? All of that is, this is all about investment acumen. And this is what this webinar is about. I'll cover a small part of all of this in today's session. And the remaining part of it, you can join my webinar, my workshop this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm doing a full workshop on all of these topics. So one topic out of these four I will cover today, and remaining three I will cover in the weekend workshop. If you want to join, you can join that also. Okay? Now guys, the first thing that I want to start with you guys is, I want to ask you, is there anyone in this webinar who does not know what is a stock? Is there anyone who does not know what is a share, or what is share market, or what is share pricing? What is market price of share? It goes up and down. How does it go up and down? Demand and supply things. So anyone who does not know what is basic level shares? Okay, I assume all of you know. Okay, so in that case, what I would do is, I would spend next 1 hour, or we have 55 minutes. I'll spend next 1 hour with you guys to teach you the first thing that we discussed, where to invest money. How do you decide, if you have 5 companies in front of you, how do you decide which one is the best company for you? Which one looks like a best company for your investing? Okay. Does that sound like a good idea? You will learn something new today. How to decide
Yeah.
which company is the best company for you to invest money. Okay. I want it to be very interactive, so you have to be very interactive. And second, one more point which I wanted to say to you guys was, skipping my mind. Okay, so when it comes to my mind, I'll tell you. So what I want you guys to do is, tell me 5 companies of your choice that you want to analyze, and we'll analyze those 5 companies, and by end of this webinar we will be able to understand which one of these 5 is the best company to invest our money. Any 5 companies, Indian companies, non-banking companies, because for banking companies there is a very different type of analysis that we do. So Indian companies and non-banking companies. Tell me 5 companies.
Reliance, Wipro,
Sorry, wait. Chat box में type करो, and don't give group companies. Reliance is a group company. So Reliance Industries, Reliance Infra, Reliance Power. Name the company, not the group. Okay, Wipro is one. Try to give different industries so that we can have ITC. ठीक है, Wipro, ITC. Then Tata Steel is a different company. ठीक है, Infosys and Wipro are same industry. Maybe Adani Green. हाँ, Adani Green is a good option. Adani Green. ठीक है. JSW, अच्छा Tata Steel, JSW Steel same हो गया. Kothari Sugar. हाँ, this sounds like a different company, different industry. Kothari Sugar. So let's keep this 5 company. Kothari Sugar. ठीक है, guys. So 5 companies. Dr. Reddy's. ठीक है, Dr. Reddy's भी ले लेते हैं. ठीक है, let's keep Dr. Reddy's also. Now what I want you guys to do is, I'll teach you a 5-step framework to analyze companies. ठीक है? What I want you to do is write down these 6 companies: Wipro, ITC, Tata Steel, Adani Green, Kothari Sugar, and Dr. Reddy's in 6 columns. ठीक है? On a piece of paper. ठीक है? And then I'll tell you this. I'll teach you this framework using which you will be able to analyze which of these companies is the best company to invest your money. Okay? And with this framework, you can analyze any company, any group of companies, same industry, different industry. Okay? Shall we start? Everyone, let me know when you guys are ready. When you guys are ready with a piece of on a paper and with a pen, and you have written these 6 companies.
Sir, can you please repeat the name of the companies?
Wipro, ITC, Tata Steel, Adani Green, Kothari Sugar, and Dr. Reddy's.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So let me just, I'll skip all of this part. Okay. So in my presentation, I'll show you a 5-step framework with which at least you'll get initial idea. Obviously, in-depth to analysis, we can do a lot of analysis. There is no end to analyzing companies. But with this framework, you can at least do initial level analysis that, okay, which one of these is the best company? Maybe I'll do more research on this company. One more question, which now I remember. Have you heard the terms value investing and growth investing? Anyone who has heard the term value investing and growth investing? No. Yes वाले बताओ, anyone who has heard value investing and growth investing? ठीक है, so remind me at the end of this webinar. I will explain what is value investing. ठीक है, it's a very good concept, and I'll show you. Let me just show you the result of value investing. What kind of returns you can expect in value investing if you are able to identify good company in value investing. ठीक है, I made a dummy नहीं ऐसे temporary account on Grow for general ऐसी purposes. ठीक है, so in this Grow account I bought this PNB Gilts shares. Okay, yesterday morning I bought these 6 shares at 64.15 at 385 rupees. The value of these shares after 2 days is 520. See the growth. How much growth it has given me? Almost 35% growth in 2 days. Okay? This is what is called value investing, where you are identifying companies which have a very strong, solid, kind of very solid companies, but due to some reasons, stock prices are low. Okay? That kind, investing in those kind of companies, identifying if it is a very strong company as far as assets, liabilities are concerned, book value is concerned, growth is concerned. If the company looks very solid but stock prices are low, then it is called value investing, because You are identifying a company which is at a very low rate and there is a strong chance of growth, or very strong chance of your stock prices growing. Lot of people, Warren Buffett, then Christopher Graham, then a lot of other people who are known names in investing, they have grown by identifying stocks which are under value investing, which come under value investing. Another type is growth investing. I'll explain it to you at the end of the session. ठीक है?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
सर मतलब वैल्यू इन्वेस्टिंग वही है ना, अंडर प्राइस सिक्योरिटीज को परचेज करना है.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल अंडरप्राइज्ड, अंडरवैल्यूड, नॉट अंडरप्राइज्ड,
अंडर वैल्यूड सिक्योरिटीज.
अंडरवैल्यूड. हाँ जी.
Yes.
अरे यार समझ में तुम फिर आ गए यहाँ पे, तुम तो दूसरे सेशन में भी थे मेरे.
यस सर.
चलो ठीक है. हाँ, तो अंडरप्राइज्ड और अंडरवैल्यूड. हाँ, नॉट अंडरप्राइज्ड इज नॉट द राइट टर्म, अंडरवैल्यूड. ठीक है. चलो, सो 5-step process. Let us see what can be this 5-step process. Now, first thing is that I want to ask all of you guys is, how do you measure size of a company? Does size of a company, if it's a big company, does it matter if it is a big company or if it is a small company? When you are investing in a company, should it matter if you are investing in a very big company and whether you are investing in a very small company?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why yes and why no?
Because, sir, if we are investing in a small company, there are less shareholders, so we can possibility of getting the return will be higher. That they are having no growth plans, further growth plans. But if we are investing in a more larger company, they will be having more growth prospects and they will be retaining the all dividends and giving us less dividends.
ठीक है, ठीक है. मतलब fair enough assumption. If they are giving dividends or if they are retaining, or if they are reinvesting the money in the company, fair
Yes.
enough assumptions. ठीक है. Anyone else with some other explanation why why this size of a company, whether it's a large company or whether it's a small company, how does that matter when you are investing?
So first of all, the price of the stock will matter.
Okay, price of the stock for a large company can be high.
Yes,
ठीक है.
yes, yes. Then dividends.
ठीक है,
Then
dividends. Okay.
if there are some small companies, then with their perspective to growth, like what the company sees as a opportunity to grow. So according to that, we can think of investing in that small company because it may grow to a larger scale. For example, Amazon in 1990s, it was not that much, but at present, its value is quite huge.
Very quite high. Correct, correct. See, size of the company helps you in understanding how stable the company is. Now, if there is a very large company, probably 1 lakh employees, present in 50 countries, revenues, assets, very high number. It's a very stable company compared to a company which is running from a garage store or something, like very small company, 10 employees and fast growing but very less employees. It's a risky company. Probably you don't know whether this company would even survive in the long term or not. So that is why understanding the size of a company is very important. But how will we measure the size of the company? What do you guys say? How should we measure size of a company?
The profit it makes.
Okay.
Market cap.
Market cap, ठीक है. Market share भी अच्छा idea. Market share.
Shareholders.
नहीं, not P ratio. Shareholders.
Market cap and enterprise value.
Correct. Market. अब जो लोग मेरा सेशन पहले अटेंड कर चुके, they will not answer too many questions. Okay. So market cap. See, the first is we must understand what is the market cap, but we will also see why market cap is important. Why is it dangerous to just see market cap? Okay? That is one thing we will understand. And how do we effectively measure size of a company? And that we will do with all 6 of these. Okay? Second step is, in this framework, is size of the company is fine, but if I'm buying the stocks of the company, am I buying the stocks of the company at right value? Is it a right value? Is it overvalued? Is it undervalued? Ideally, undervalued stocks are the best. How do I measure if it is undervalued? I will explain in today's session. Third is, growth generation, growth capability or revenue generation capability of the company. Prices of stocks are fine, size of the company is fine, but if that company's profits are not growing, then that company might not be able to survive competition. So we must see how good the company is in revenue generation or profit generation or growth. Okay. Fourth is financial structuring of the company. Debt, equity, promoters, promoter holding, then rights issues. How is the company financing the business? That is very important to understand to see how stable the company is. The company looks very good, growth is very good, size of the company is good, but if that company is under a lot of debt, then there is a problem with the company. Okay? We'll understand this. And the fifth part is operational efficiency. How everything else is a derivative of operational efficiency of the company. If a company is not good in operations, that company can't survive. The company has to be really good in operations. There are three parts of operations: procurement, manufacturing, and sales. If these three are not performing well or not performing in sync with each other, profits will never come, revenues will go down. Also, operational efficiency defines the demand of the company's products. If the operational efficiency is going down, then demand, one thing is the demand of the products of company is going down. This helps us in understanding one thing which no other ratio tells us, which is what is the demand of the product. Okay. Let's start with company size first. As some of you said, market cap. Let me very quickly ask you guys, why not revenue? If we say that revenues, why not take revenue as a measure of size of company? Revenue, जिसका ज़्यादा है वो ज़्यादा अच्छी कंपनी है, ज़्यादा बड़ी कंपनी है. Why go for market cap only? Why not go for revenues?
So, but in case of revenue, if the expenses are more higher, relatively, just like revenues are high and the expenses are also high, and the net income of the company is much lower, then it is no value.
ठीक है, valid point.
विंडो ड्रेसिंग भी हो सकती है.
Window dressing भी हो सकती है. Also, revenue is a accounting measure. So you want to, how you want to record revenues, you want to write, lots of companies are like pass-through companies, like Paytm. You pay 100 rupees on Paytm, 99.9 of it goes to the vendor and Paytm keeps just 0.1. These kind of companies, if they start recording 100 rupees as their revenue will reach trillions of rupees. So that is like a different measurement, GMV, they call it GMV. So revenue is a accounting standard, and every company, every country has a different accounting standard. US has their own accounting standards. They define that you have to record revenues in this particular way only. That is why to measure the size of the company, something was needed which will help in comparing companies of different industries, comparing companies of different countries. That is why something was identified which is linked to market in general. What is the, well, and that was market cap. Basically, what is the stocks of the company? That is completely market driven, based on demand and supply. If a company's stock value is high, if the company's number of shares issued, whatever number of shares issued is, if the stock value is high, we multiply both of these and we identify market capitalization. Very simple formula: multiply the number of shares and you get the market, multiply the number of shares with the stock price. Let us see these 6 companies. In these 6 companies, you have given, let us see market cap of these 6 companies.
So here, outstanding shares, you were saying that the shares which are actually issued by the company. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Let me just share my whole screen instead of the PPT. Okay, Wipro, then second was ITC. I'm using this website, screener.in. I like this because ratios वगैरह काफी अच्छे से ना, you can do a comparison. So this is a good website. I mean, there are Money Control, there is ticker.finology, there is investing.com. There are a lot of websites, but This one I found to be most easy to use. Tata Steel. Okay. Adani Green Energy. Then screener. Kothari Sugars. Okay. Kothari Sugar and Chemicals. And last one was Dr. Reddy's. Okay. So these 6 companies you guys said, Dr. Reddy's and this. Ab, let's see what is the market cap of all of these. That will help us in understanding how big these companies are. Then in second step, we'll understand, is this size actually on a positive side or a negative side? Okay. First step, let us see the size. If you want to note it down, you can note it down. Market cap here, 297,412 crores. Okay. ITC is 264,948. So Wipro is a bigger company as far as market cap is concerned. Wipro is bigger than ITC. Tata Steel, even smaller, 132 crores. 1.32 lakh crores. Adani, 1.98 lakh crores. Kothari Sugar, very small. Okay? But does that tell us Kothari Sugar is not a good company to invest? This we will see. Is 312 crore. Dr. Reddy's is 88 crores. 88,000 crores. So by market cap, Wipro is number 1. ITC is number 2. I think third. Which one was third? Tata? No, Adani. Adani was 3. Tata was 4. Kothari, Dr. Reddy's was 5 and Kothari is 6. Okay. Market cap तक clear है सबको? Everyone is okay with market cap? First step is we checked the market cap of all these companies. Now let me ask you a question. Let's say you bought a company's 100% market cap is what is the value of 100% shares of a company. Okay? Is this clear to you guys? Market cap is what is the value of 100% shares of a company.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Now, by 100% shares of a company, you become sole owner of the company. Okay? This is also clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, the question is, let's say you bought a company in 1,000 rupees. You started the company, you went and you started the operations, and suddenly you realize this company owner had taken a 200 rupee loan. And now since you are the owner, it becomes your liability. So, ab isme the problem is, what is the effective value of the company to you? Was it 1,000 or was it 1,200? How much money did the company actually cost you? Guys? Okay.
1,200.
1,200. Okay. So debt or loan that a company has taken, that is really important to know. Okay. Ulta situation, let's take opposite situation. Let's say you went to this company. Okay, Sanjana, the question is, you bought a company for 1,000 rupees. Now, you went to that company and suddenly you realize that this company owner had taken a loan of 200 rupees. Now, because you are the owner of the company, that 200 is your liability, you have to pay that loan. So, what is the effective value of the company that you had to pay? 1,000 rupees for buying 100% shares and 200 rupees for this debt. That is now your liability. The effective value is 1,200.
Sir, for the debt, we need to pay the interest. Should we include that or not?
अभी के लिए इंटरेस्ट तो हम बैलेंस शीट में डाल देते हैं कि वो इंटरेस्ट को हम शॉर्ट टर्म लायबिलिटीज मान लेते हैं, बट सबसे पहला इस जो डेट है वो तो हमारी सरदर्दी, दैट इज आवर हेडेक नाउ, है ना. Another part, another side of it, let's say you went to this business and suddenly you realize that this person has kept 200 rupees under the carpet and now it belongs to you because you are the owner. So what is the effective value that the company costed you? 800 rupees. ठीक है ना. See, तो what we understood is to measure the size of the company, market cap is an inadequate ratio. You have to see debt and cash that the company is carrying. That we calculate from a ratio which is called enterprise value. Okay? Let me just share my screen. Okay? So enterprise value basically is market value of equity plus debt minus cash. Now what you need to do is simply you need to calculate the enterprise value, or enterprise value you can see from the website. The calculation or the analysis that you have to do is you have to divide enterprise value by market cap. And if the number is less than 1, that is enterprise value is less than market cap, then the company is good. If the enterprise value is more than 1, then the company is not so good as far as size of the company is concerned, because company is carrying a lot more debt than it is having cash. Okay, let's look at this number from the companies. See, enterprise value 289,333, market cap 297,412. Okay. Now I want one of you guys to quickly tell me the enterprise value by market cap ratio of these companies. What would be this number? Enterprise value 289,333 divided by 297,412. Use calculator, just quickly tell me. The lower this number would be, the better this company would be. That's the first step of analysis.
So 0.97.
0.97. Okay. Wipro is 0.97. Let's go to ITC. Tell me about ITC. Market cap 264,948. Enterprise value 260,559. Quickly. अभी बहुत सारा एनालिसिस करना है, आधा घंटे ही बचा है.
Approximately 0.98.
ठीक है, 0.98. टाटा स्टील
Is 0.9.
टाटा स्टील मार्केट कैप 132,372, एंटरप्राइज वैल्यू 208,490.
So 1.57 something.
1.57. So देखो, फर्स्ट स्टेप में ही यू गाइज अंडरस्टूड कि टाटा स्टील इज नॉट एज गुड एज विप्रो एंड ITC, but now this is not the only analysis. We'll do more analysis to understand whether it's a good stock or not. But for first step, it is a bit clear. ठीक है. Adani Green market cap 198,794, enterprise value 221,549.
1.11.
1.11. ठीक है. कोठारी शुगर्स 312 crores and 340 crores enterprise value.
1.08.
1.08. 1 point how much?
08.
1 point. ठीक है. And Dr. Reddy's 88,414, 89,876.
1.016.
1.016. ठीक है. Which one is the lowest? Wipro. है ना? Which one of these is lowest?
Wipro 0.97.
0.97. See, now rate them in order of enterprise value by market cap. That's the first level analysis. You rate these 6 companies 1 to 6. ठीक है? Wipro is 1, ITC is 2, Reddy's is 3, Kothari is 4, Adani is 5, and Tata Steel is 6. Okay? This is the first step of any company analysis. You understood the size of the company and how good is the size of company, or how effective is the size of the company. A company with lot of market cap but a lot of debt is not a good company. A company with less market cap but very less debt is a better company. Okay? That's the first analysis. Let's quickly go to second level of analysis. Second level of analysis is about price of a company's stocks. Okay? This we understand. First thing is that we have to understand is we are buying a share. We buy a company's shares because If a company is very profitable, we see or we feel that this company will grow in future if the company has a lot of profitability. In order to see how profitable that company is for shareholders, one is dividend part, which company actually gives money as from profits. The company gives dividends to the shareholders. What can be the maximum possible dividend that the company can give to each shareholder? That is called earnings per share. Okay? If the company divides all its profit, 100% profit it divides amongst the shareholders, how much is the maximum amount that a shareholder will get? This is called earnings per share, not shareholder, each share will get. This is called earnings per share. This never happens, and a company never gives the whole profit to shareholders, but this is just for theoretical calculation. How good is the company? Okay? Now tell me, what would be, ideally this should be as high as possible when you're analyzing a company, or this should be as low as possible?
As high as possible.
As high as possible. Okay, na? So let's see EPS ratio of all these companies. Second step, first thing is that we are doing is EPS. How much money can this company give to your shares? Theoretically, it is possible they give you 0. Okay? Theoretically, how much can they give? Okay? Where is it written? EPS, price to earnings, EPS here. See, 117. Dr. Reddy's, it is 117. Kothari Sugars, this is 2.29, very low. Okay? So this is something which helps us in understanding how much each share will get. Adani Green, even less, 1.34, even worse. Tata Steel, 62.6. Okay, okayish. ITC, 10.7, very poor. Okay. Wipro, 19.7. So with this, we understand that Dr. Reddy's has the best EPS. But now the question comes, in order to get this EPS or this maximum dividend, what is the cost that I have to pay to buy that one share? For example, if in order to buy this, get this 19.7, if I just have to spend 19.7 rupees, okay, but if in order to get this 10.7, if I just have to spend 2 rupees, then this one is a better option for me. Is this concept clear to you? How much money am I spending to get this EPS?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Anyone who does not understand, that is where I can help, I can explain. Anyone who does not understand, if I have to get a EPS, how much money I am paying, or how much that one share is giving me EPS. How much money I have to spend to get that one share. अब एक बात बताओ, if I divide the money spent divided by earnings, should it be as high as possible or should it be as low as possible?
As low as possible.
Okay.
Low.
Anyone who says as high as possible? Only 2 answers. Guys, are you able to understand what I'm saying, or दोबारा से बताऊं?
Yes, sir, it's understood.
Others, there are 83 people, but so low answers. Okay, see, answer is right. It should be as low as possible. And this we understand by a term called PE ratio, price of share divided by earnings from share. Okay, let me just show you a scenario. There are 5 companies, A, B, C, D, and E. EPS of all 5 is 100 rupees. Share price of all is A is 100, 200, 300, 400, and 500. Now tell me what is the PE ratio of all these 5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1.
Company C, what is the PE ratio of company C?
3.
3, na?
3.
You understood, na? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ठीक है. Now tell me, in what scenario, when can be a situation when all 5 companies have same profit by share. EPS is same. The net profit divided by number of shares is same. How can share price of one be low and share price of other be high?
Outside liabilities are more.
ठीक है. Outside liabilities could be more. ठीक है. What else? What could impact? See, share prices are more driven by market sentiment. ठीक है. Profit of both companies is same. What could lead to stock prices of one company being low and other being high? अच्छा चलो, let me explain it. और ये बताओ, profit of a company and share price of the company, are they somehow correlated? If a company announces profits, we have booked a lot of profits, will the share prices also go up or will they go down?
So it will go up.
And if the company says we are making losses, share prices will go down.
Definitely.
Yes. So profits going up, share prices will go up. Share prices will go down. Now, let's take a situation. There is a company which is really losses, last 4-5 years losses. Would you want to buy the stocks of that company?
No.
No.
No, sir.
No. Stock prices would be really low. But let's say this year that company had made a lot of profits. ठीक है? EPS will go up, but still will you buy that company's shares?
No. No, sir.
No, because sentiment is not there. ठीक है? The profits have gone up, but your sentiment has not become, you have not become so confident that you want to buy that company's shares. In that case, that stock, that is this scenario, A company scenario, that share prices are still low. EPS is high, but share prices are still low. That is where your PE ratio would be very low. Prices are low, company's profits are high. This kind of scenario is called undervalued shares. ठीक है? Undervalued as compared to industry average. What is the industry average of these 5 companies? Let's say these all 5 are from same industry. What is the average of PE ratio? 3. If a company has PE ratio less than industry average, then it is called that this company's stocks are undervalued. Undervalued because as per profits, the prices should be here. But right now prices are at a lower level. If the profits continue like this, the prices will go up because investors will find confidence. ठीक है? So that is why we say a low PE company is considered undervalued, and the scenario is it usually happens when company does really well as compared to its past trends or past performance. Okay? Investing in low PE or these undervalued companies is called value investing. Now, this is not the only factor that we look. I'll tell you 2 more factors that we have to check. But this is one of the most important ones. One of the more important ones, not the most one. अब दूसरा सिनेरियो लेते हैं E. In what scenario E को क्यों इतने prices high हैं E के? EPS 100 है. Why is share price so high? What could be the reason share prices of E are so high?
जोमेटो पे तो दे रहा है.
Okay, revenue ज्यादा है but profit उतना ही है. But profit और maybe ठीक है, profit भी ज्यादा होगा, shareholders भी ज्यादा. Earnings per share is same. ठीक है, revenue ज्यादा can be one.
रेड लाइट पे ही आता है बिल्कुल, जो रेड लाइट पे बड़ा सा है.
Retaining the earnings.
नगर रेड लाइट पे.
हाँ, कृष्ण नगर में.
उससे क्या होगा?
नहीं, KFC.
How would that impact the stock prices?
ईस्ट नगर से आगे वाली.
वो तो KFC वाली है.
अच्छा चलो ऐसे समझो, एक एग्जांपल मैं देता हूँ. There are 2 companies, company A and company E. Company A made a profit of let's say 1,000 rupees, and the investors had invested
किधर वाली
maybe
कंपनी है?
5,000 rupees. 5,000 rupees लेके उसने
दुकान है।
1,000 rupees का प्रॉफिट
हाँ
करा.
वही तो है।
कंपनी
कौन
E,
कौन सा देता है?
this company investors invested just 200 rupees and this company made a profit of 1,000 rupees. In both cases profit is same but the money invested is really different. Which one do you think is a better company to invest your money?
60 के 10 पीस मिल जाएंगे अगर पापा वहां से लाएंगे तो यहाँ पे 198
Second one in which the money invested was very less and the profitability was very high. है ना? In this scenario, what will happen?
डिलीवरी चार्ज
People would feel that this company has a strong potential to grow in future because with a limited amount of money, they are doing a lot of profits. In these scenarios, the stock prices become, the demand of those particular stocks becomes very high. When demand becomes high, the prices of stocks also rise. So what happened? Profit is not there, but demand is high. In that case, PE ratio becomes very high. Stocks look overvalued because the profit is not there. But still, stocks look overvalued because PE ratio is just comparing earnings of the company with the prices of the company. Okay? First step is PE ratio. Is it clear to you guys?
Sir,
Yep.
sir, the example you have given that in the second case, they have invested only 200 rupees and the profit is 1,000. But in that case, it may have taken, the company may have taken the debt and there's a case of favorable financial leverage and that's why the company is earning more.
2 समोसे और ऐड कर देंगे तो 20% और
मान लेते हैं डेट नहीं था. Let's keep it simple for everyone. हाँ, but see, examples are always have to be created based on so that everybody can understand the concept. We can always do deeper analysis, but we can always keep on doing a lot of analysis.
Okay.
ठीक है ना? So now see, PE ratio is really important. The lower it is, the better it is. ठीक है? Now let us see in these 6 companies, which company has a high PE ratio, low PE ratio, where do we stand on that? Okay. Now see, where is PE ratio? Here is industry PE ratio 30 for Wipro. Okay. And where is price to earnings 27.6. So Wipro's PE ratio is 27.6, while industry PE ratio of this particular industry, IT, is 30. Now tell me, is it overvalued or undervalued?
Undervalued.
Undervalued, na? ठीक है. What you do is take a ratio of industry PE, company PE divided by industry PE. The lower it is, the better it is. ठीक है? If your PE ratio, we can do a quick calculation. 27.6 divided by 30. What is the number? 0.92. Let's do it for ITC. ITC PE ratio 20, industry PE 14.8.
मटर पनीर वो छुए वाले
PE by 1.35. ठीक है. Not very good. Overvalued right now. Tata Steel 16.4. Industry PE is 12.6. 1.32. Again overvalued. Adani Green 947. No, there is something wrong. Oh, there's something really wrong with this company. How can it be 947? एक second. What is the EPS कहाँ है इसका? EPS कहाँ गया?
1.34.
चलो ठीक है. कुछ गड़बड़ है यार ये डेटा.
9.47. It's 9.47, sir.
हाँ, it's 9.47 ना. हाँ ठीक है. 9.47 and industry PE is 18. So it is highly undervalued. 0.5 something.
0.52.
Kothari Sugars 20.7 and industry PE is 12.7. What's the ratio?
1.62.
62. ठीक है. Dr. Reddy's 45.3 and 26.6.
1.70.
1.70. So which one looks the best amongst these? Adani. Adani 0.5. है ना? Adani looks best, Wipro looks second, ITC third is this Tata Steel, ITC is fourth, fifth is Kothari, and sixth is Dr. Reddy's. अब लेकिन the problem is this ratio only tells us about two things. Earning, it is only telling us about price comparison with the current earnings of the company or current profits. It is not talking about the general growth rate of the company. Also, it is not taking into consideration companies' assets, liabilities, how intrinsically strong the company is. That we check with this ratio, PEG ratio. Okay? If this ratio, the closer this ratio is to 1, the better it is. Okay? This PEG ratio basically is PE ratio divided by growth rate of the company. So if PE ratio is high, as I said, in some companies, stock prices become very high because the company is looking very profitable. So demand becomes high, stock prices becomes high. But if you divide that stock...
Pardon, could you please repeat the significance of PEG ratio and what it is about?
Okay, so as I was explaining, PEG ratio is price to equity, PE ratio divided by growth rate of the company. Now, if I explain to you very quickly, if a company's stock is in high demand, the stock prices will rise. Company's PE ratio will look overvalued. Company's PE ratio will be very high because prices are high, but profits are not there. In that case, those stocks look overvalued. Is that a good stock to buy? We can always check it. We can always divide by the growth rate of the company. So PE ratio is very high, but if the growth rate of the company, growth rate means profit growth rate, by what percentage points profits are growing year on year. So if a company's PE ratio divided by growth rate of the company is matching, the company is fairly valued. We won't say it's overvalued or undervalued. If the PE ratio is lower than the growth rate, that means the stocks, whatever the valuation of stocks is from earnings perspective, companies' profits are growing much faster than that. The lesser this number is from 1, 0 and 1, the better it is. The more this is from 1, the stock is overvalued. So the first confirmation about stocks overvaluation you get is from PEG ratio. Negative वाला तो बिल्कुल ignore because it's a loss-making company. So this company made losses last year, so don't or its profitability has degrown. So in that case, see here profit variance 5 years minus 1.9. So in that case, PEG ratio will be negative. So negative always ignore. Give this company don't buy these stocks, or if you're buying, you have to check a lot more stuff. Let's check with Wipro. Wipro's PEG ratio is 6.26. Achha, PEG ratio you can compare across industries. It does not need to be same industry. Okay, PEG ratio 6.26. This will give you second confirmation if it is undervalued or overvalued. PEG 6.26, ITC 2.87, Tata Steel is 0.35. So here Tata Steel looks very good. How will we verify if it is good? Any company with a PEG ratio less than 1 or at least less than 3, we can start considering it as a value investing company. The stock is undervalued right now. We need a few more confirmations before concluding whether it's actually an undervalued and a strong potential company or not. Okay. Adani Green, so there is no PEG ratio. It's not a 5-year-old company, so they have not calculated PEG ratio. Kothari Sugars PEG ratio again very good, 0.27.
Excuse me, sir.
Yep, go ahead.
सर जैसे आपने बताया कि पेग रेशियो को हम अक्रॉस द इंडस्ट्रीज भी कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं, तो अभी आज के टाइम पे फार्मास्यूटिकल कंपनीज की ग्रोथ अपॉर्चुनिटी ज्यादा है, तो ऑब्वियसली उनकी पेग रेशियो कम होएगी. तो फिर हम अगर अडानी ग्रीन को और डॉक्टर रेड्डी सिप्ला से कंपेयर करें तो वो पॉसिबल कैसे है? उनके तो पेग रेशियो में डिफरेंस होगा.
नहीं होगा. सी ग्रोथ बढ़ रही है तो स्टॉक के प्राइसेस भी बढ़ेंगे ना. जब स्टॉक के प्राइसेस बढ़ गए तो पीई रेशियो बढ़ गया, पीई रेशियो बढ़ा बट ग्रोथ भी बढ़ी है, तो देन अगेन कंपैरिजन तो वो रेशियो हो रहा है ना, पीई रेशियो बाय ग्रोथ रेट. ग्रोथ बढ़ रही है, पीई रेशियो भी बढ़ रहा है. problem with just PE ratio is that pharmaceutical stocks are right now looking overvalued. That is the problem. But that overvaluation is combined by when compared with the growth of the company, then it gives you a right valuation, right comparison or right analysis. Okay?
Clear, sir. Clear, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And Dr. Reddy's is negative. So this gives us our first comparison. Is a company's stock really undervalued or not? With PE ratio, we compared that first best company was Adani Green, and with PEG ratio also it is looking valuation wise. Adani Green is a good company. It is 0.27. Second was Wipro, but see, Wipro's PEG ratio is very high. That means company has not grown so much in 5 years. The profitability has not grown. As much as prices have grown, stock prices have grown, profitability has not grown. So that is second analysis. Third analysis that we do is we check something called PB ratio, price to book value ratio. This is exactly same as PE ratio. The difference is what we do is instead of dividing by earnings per share, we divide by something called book value per share. Book value is shareholder equity and cash reserves from the balance sheet. Here it is. You go to balance sheet, here this share capital and reserves, these two numbers. You add this is called book value of the company. Why this is important? This value is as high. This is basically the difference between assets and liabilities of the company. The higher this number is, the stronger the company is, more stable the company is. Company is having very strong assets. Okay? Use this ratio only in asset heavy value industries, not in industries which are more on brand value or that kind of companies, IPR and brand value or IT companies. Use this ratio to check companies which are asset heavy companies, asset heavy industries. Okay? PB ratio gives us an analysis of how good the company is. See, here I can give you a comparison. PE price to book value, na? CM2 by PB. Here you see Wipro's PB ratio is 5.42, while other industry it's in general less than average. It's a good company. Okay? We sum all these five, 13.47, 7.74, all of these, and we see if the PB ratio of Wipro is less than the industry average. If it is yes, it is less than industry average, it's a very good company. It's a company which is worth, in which this company has very strong assets. And if a company has strong assets, then, and it is currently undervalued. So again, this gives you a very good analysis. Compare these three, PE, PEG and PB. If all these three or at least two of them give you an indication that this stock is undervalued, then go for that stock. Otherwise, if two of them or three of them give you an indication that it is overvalued, then consider that overvalued.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
सर ये सॉफ्टवेयर के सेगमेंट में टेक महिंद्रा का जो है ये सबसे कम लग रहा है. सो इट सीम्स रीजनेबल कि हम इसमें इसको चूज कर सकते हैं.
हाँ, this seems reasonable, but we also have to check other factors. जैसे let's say PE ratio. PE ratio also looks good, very less, very good. PEG ratio is again 2.74, very good. So Tech Mahindra shares are looking good. But we also have to check this part, ROE and ROCE, which is the next step, which is growth rate of the company. Tech Mahindra, if 100 rupees are being invested, they are making a profit of 18 rupees, which is least in the industry. So the growth potential of Tech Mahindra is the lowest. Even though the stocks are available at a lower price, that is because no one wants to buy their stocks because there is no growth potential in the company. Demand can be low because of prices can be low because of two reasons. There is no demand, nobody wants, or it is genuinely undervalued. Here the case is with Tech Mahindra, the case is nobody wants it because this money invested in this company is not being utilized properly. I will explain this. The next step of analysis is ROE only. Okay. So guys, PB ratio, PEG, PB and PE ratio. Now I have to really rush it in next 10 minutes. So I will quickly tell you guys about all three steps. You guys can do this analysis that out of these three, which or out of these six, which one is giving you the best analysis. Okay? So second step is clear. How do we identify if a company's stock is fairly valued, undervalued, or overvalued? Can you do it now?
Yeah.
Anyone who still has some doubt? Anyone who still has some doubt? क्योंकि जितना भी सीखो अच्छे से सीखो. That is what I want you guys to. I mean, whatever you learn in this session, learn it well. Till now, it is all clear. First step, EV by market cap. Second step, PE by industry PE, then PEG, then PB by industry PB. These three analysis we have to do to understand if the company's stock is fairly valued. Okay? Let's go to the next step.
Actually, I'm still confused in
हाँ भाई,
first step.
फोन
Why
देखना
we
देख IT
divided
से
value with cap and that.
Why we divided?
Value
भाई
divided
अच्छा
by
तो
that cap.
Acha, ठीक है. So tell me the example that I gave you. You bought a company. अच्छा, let's take it after 10 minutes. Huh? ठीक है? I think Sanjana,
Yeah,
na? Sanjana, let's take it after 10 minutes. Let's quickly wind up this. Then after 10 minutes, whatever questions you have, I'll take.
Okay.
Take it? Now, the third step and really important step is how much profit. If shareholders or stockholders have invested 100 rupees in a company, how much money, how much profits is the company generating from that investment? The higher it is, the better it is. If a company is generating from that 100 rupees, company is generating 100 rupees profit. Isn't that a very good company to invest your money?
Definitely, sir.
Yeah, of course it is.
So the higher that number is, the better it is. That we calculate from a rate that we look at from a number which is called ROE, return on equity. Very simply, it divides the net profit of the company by shareholders' equity. Shareholders' equity is from the balance sheet. Shareholders' equity is not the price or something at which you are buying shares in the stock market. It's the money which has been given to the company. When company offloaded its shares, how much money went to the company? Okay? When company went for IPO, FPO, all of that, in the Friday session, I will cover that. Shareholders equity, if you divide net profit by shareholder equity, higher it is, the better it is. If I show you by example, see Page Industries and Vardhman Textiles, if you see on the screen, this is a bit old data, not very recent. It's I think 3-month-old data, but it will give you the idea what I'm trying to say. The PE ratio of Vardhman is 22, while Page Industries is 133. It seems that Page Industries is highly overvalued because of this. But if you look at ROE, 100 rupees invested in Vardhman is the profit generated is 10 rupees, while 100 rupees invested in Page Industries, the profit is 43 rupees. That is why people want to buy Page Industries, shares of Page Industries, because if a company is making lot of profits, if that company is making lot of profits, then in that case, they can do a lot of stuff with that profit. They can start new lines of, they can expand the business, they can start new lines of business, new products, they can start venturing into new markets, they can acquire some other company, they can do a lot of stuff. But they can only do it when they have profits, when they have money to do it. And by looking at ROE percentage, you can quickly identify if a company has a strong revenue generation or profit generation capability or not. Higher it is, usually PE ratio is very high for the companies which have a high PE ratio, which have a high ROE, because investors generally feel that this company has a huge ROE, this company's share prices, this company will do a lot of stuff in future, this company's share prices will rise in future. So they start buying shares right now, and because of that, share prices increase. And share prices increase, that is why PE ratio also increase. ठीक है, let's quickly see the ROE percentage of the companies that you have given. That will give you an idea which is a very good company. ठीक है, ROE where is here? See, Wipro 19.6%. ठीक है, what we do is again compare it with the industry average. ROE you go down, ROE industry average से कम है. It's not almost at industry average, नहीं, it's less than industry average. So it's not that good a company as far as converting investments to profitability. ठीक है, ITC. Let's look at ITC. ROE is 21% by company analysis with the comparison with the other companies. 20.95 is higher than industry average. VST, Godfrey Philip and NTC Industries, it's higher than industry average. Still a good company. Here you see, again you can do a ratio comparison. ROE divided by industry average ROE. And here you can quickly calculate the industry average. Tata Steel, ROE is 11.1%. You go down, 11.1%, less than industry average. Adani Green, 14.2%. You go down, 14.2%. I think it is approximately industry average. Kothari, 8.52%. Kothari is very poor. Okay. Growth potential is very poor in Kothari. Dr. Reddy's 11.7. Let's see other companies. Still, Dr. Reddy's is also bad. So all of you have chosen bad companies only. Companies with very low growth potential. We chose very poor companies. But let us see if we have to identify amongst these. I think Tata Steel, no, not Tata Steel. I think Adani was the best one. Other companies are much lower, 6, 9, 8. 3 are lower, 3 are above. So it's almost average. So Adani Green by growth profitability, it looks like a good option. We check the PB ratio. We check the PB ratio. PB ratio is very high, so we won't invest in this. So that is how we do a comparison. Which company, as per in their particular industry, is it doing better than other companies? Is it doing worse than other companies? That's the third step of analysis. ROE divided by industry average ROE. We can also check this ROCE. ROE takes into consideration only shareholder capital. ROCE takes into consideration debt also. All the debt that you have taken, it takes into consideration that also. In one of my videos on my YouTube channel, let me just give you my YouTube channel link. You guys can follow us on the YouTube channel. This will give, we put in a lot of videos on our YouTube channel. Okay, about these analysis and all. So you can follow us, and I keep on putting videos. There is a detailed analysis of PEG ratio on YouTube channel, so you can see the video. Also, every day we put a company's analysis on YouTube channel. Also, we are starting technical analysis series on YouTube channel. So you can definitely follow it. You will learn a lot about investment. So third step, guys. Is third step clear to you? The growth rate or the profitability, how effectively company is utilizing funds to convert them to profits. That is really important to understand. Is this clear to? I mean, is this not clear to?
Realme वाला ले भाई, Realme वाला बहुत बढ़िया है.
यार इसमें तो कोई आंसर. Is this clear to everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
OnePlus Nord लो. तो दूसरा वाला था.
3 years आए हैं बस.
अच्छी तरह से फिट भी होती है.
बाकी सबको नहीं आया समझ, बता दो यार नहीं आया.
स्क्रैच गार्ड ऑलरेडी लगा हुआ आता है विद इन द बॉक्स, सो दैट इज नाइस. चलिए कोर्स एंड बटन की तरफ देख लेते हैं. एंड आई एम वेरी हैप्पी टू सी 3.5 mm जैक है दोस्तों. 3.5 mm जैक.
चलो ठीक है गाइस.
माइक्रोफोन USB type C.
Okay, chalo, next step, and we'll do very quickly next step, which is company's financial structuring. Now, very important to understand. Now, you guys tell me whether debt is a. First thing is company needs money to run their operations.
120
what is a good option for a company? To take debt or to take money in form of equity? Which one is a good option for the company?
मतलब 1000 nits brightness है दोस्तों.
Say equity.
Bright and yes.
Okay, anyone who says debt is a good option, because I
Screen to body
yeah
ratio
Vaibhav.
Sir, debt.
7% and that is the
Okay,
reason जितना
why
profit
debt?
आता है. और bezels
So depending upon the financial level.
Sir, it will be fixed amount of
Yeah,
interest
so
rate
that is
that
small.
the company is
That's why
supposed
it
to
is
pay,
small. Let's
and
talk about specifications also.
it
What is
will
सबसे बड़ा highlight?
save a lot of profit.
Dimensity 12
Because if you go for equity, the company will have to distribute among the shareholders.
power efficient processor आता है.
Distribute what?
The revenue or growth, whatever the
Super
company
emulator
wants.
space.
Company only gives shares to
Shares.
the, है ना?
Yes.
You have to give shares. Company can always say I don't want to give dividends.
Although
Apple, Google, Berkshire Hathaway. Berkshire Hathaway has given dividend once. Apple and Google have never given dividends.
हो जाएगा.
Apple is world's largest market cap company. I think $3 trillion or $3.4 trillion is the market cap of Apple. They have never given dividend to any shareholder. Google has never given dividend to any shareholder. So dividend is given. This is very
I really like the performance.
common.
And Dimensity 1200.
This is a very common misnomer.
Stereotype.
And 120
Stereotype that companies which give dividends are good companies. They are bad companies. Only those companies give dividends which can't give growth to investors. जिनके stock prices बढ़ते ही नहीं हैं. Companies whose stock prices do not rise. Those companies, in order to keep investors happy, they give dividends. You will never see Infosys giving dividends, but you will see SAIL, you will see these NTPC, these kind of government companies where nobody wants to invest money. They would be giving dividends, and the reason is there is a genuine reason. Reason is that these companies have a very limited focus of work. Steel Authority will never be Gold Authority of India. They will keep on working in steel area only. Similarly, NTPC will only develop thermal power. They will never develop maybe something hydroelectric power, or they will not go into any other line of solar power or something like that. That's the problem. That their line of business is so restricted. In order to keep investors happy, they have to give dividends. Their stock prices don't rise too much. So always be wary of when you are investing money in a company which is giving dividends. It's not a bad thing, but see, you have to look at many other things also. So let's go back to the point, debt versus equity. In my opinion, debt is always bad because one, debt is a liability. Interest is a liability. Even if your company is not performing well, you have to pay interest. So another very big problem. Second, debt shows that people do not trust your management. I trust the business model, but I do not trust that you might be able to increase my money. If I trust somebody that, okay, this person or this company can increase my money multifolds, I would rather invest in that company instead of giving them money as a loan. Okay. So debt is never a good option because it comes with burden of interest, which is a liability. Okay. What we do is we calculate debt to equity ratio. The lower it is, the better it is. If it is zero, that company is best. This company never had to take debt from somebody because investors are pouring in to give money to this company. Okay, companies like HUL, P&G, Colgate-Palmolive, high-moving, fast-moving consumer goods, they rarely have any debt on them because one, they are very highly profitable. Second, investors want to keep on investing money in those companies. Okay, let us look at the examples. Then we'll go to the last step. See, here this is the debt. There is the debt to equity ratio. Guys, can you see the debt to equity ratio?
Yes, second row, last second.
So just about the debt.
Debt to equity ratio 0.16. See, very low. So Wipro, in terms of company's financial structuring, is very good. Debt to equity ratio is very low. It's very good. ITC 0, best. This company has no debt. So as far as this parameter is concerned, this company is the best. Tata 1. Oh, this is not good. 1.1. Tata Steel has more debt than invested money. Not good. Adani Green 10. Even worse. 10 is so high. I mean, 10 times debt than equity. Very poor. Kothari 0.15. It's good. 0.15 is good. And Dr. Reddy 0.17 is also good. See, so Kothari, Dr. Reddy's and Wipro, 3 companies which are good as far as this is concerned. Okay? So this is one very important factor that we have to take into consideration. Apart from that, promoter holding and pledging, I would be uploading a video on our YouTube channel most probably tomorrow on promoter holding and pledging, so that you can see. That is important. And second is rights issue. In the Friday session, I will discuss about rights issue, which is a very important point when you are investing in a company. If a company is giving rights issue, is it a good option or is it a bad option for the investors? And how much is the credibility of a company how it impacts the credibility of a company. Okay? This we will learn in Friday's session. 4 steps clear to all of you. Now tell me, anyone who has any doubt in these 4 steps.
No doubt.
No doubt.
Your voice was not clear. Somebody was asking a question about PB now. Sharif, it's never a good option to balance between debt and equity. It's always best to have least debt, as less as possible. PB ratio mein, what I will do guys is I will upload a detailed video on PB ratio tonight, or no, by tonight or tomorrow. So on the YouTube channel you can watch that video and you can ask me questions. Okay? Because it's a bit lengthy topic, so I don't want to take up everybody's time. PB ratio I will explain in the YouTube video. You can follow my YouTube channel. I've shared the link. I'm sharing the link again. Just give me 1 second. Okay, here is the link. It's by the name Cerebro Kids. So channel is by the name Cerebro Kids. You can search for it. Okay, yeah, Sanjana, please go ahead.
Sir, you were about to tell me an example for that first step, and yeah.
Which one? EV by market cap?
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
I'll quickly wind up the last step and then we'll go to that one. Okay. Now the 5th one is company's operational efficiency. Why is it important? See, if you understand how companies work, there is a procurement department which purchases the raw material. There is a manufacturing department in general in every company, apart from IT companies. In IT, there is procurement, there is software development. Now, IT may be it's same thing. There is a procurement, there is a software manufacturing, and there is a sales team. But software is once developed, you can sell it again and again. So we'll not take IT into this. Let's take normal products. A company purchases raw material for 100 products and it takes 1 month's time to produce those 100 products. But they can only sell 10 products in a month. Now, is it a good company? Is it a good strategy? Purchase 100, produce 100, but sell 10 at a time in a month. Or purchase 10, produce 10, sell 10. In parallel, purchase again 10, produce 10, sell 10. Which one is a better strategy?
So second one.
Second one, here you are more prepared for any ups and downs of the demand. Here you are not producing anything, you are not producing and keeping that stuff and storing that stuff. You are producing whatever is needed. This is what we calculate from a ratio called inventory turnover ratio. How many times are you able to sell whatever you are producing? Whatever you are producing, how many times in a year are you able to sell it? For example, a company which is able to sell their whole inventory 12 times in a year That means it just takes them 1 month to sell their whole inventory. Very good. It just takes them 1 month. Whatever they produce in one go, it just takes them 1 month to sell everything. The higher this number is, the better it is. The higher this number is, it shows there is a huge demand of this product in the market. That is why this company is able to quickly sell it off, and that is why this company is able to clear their inventory so many times. This number is one of the most important numbers to note. If this number is high, the company is really good. If the revenues are not coming yet, or revenues are not so high, they will become high in future because this company has a huge demand. This company's products have a huge demand in the market. Okay? Let me just show you how it looks like. See, Wipro inventory turnover 4.97, ITC 2.09. See, ITC, whatever they are producing, they are able to sell it only twice a year, which is, it takes them 6 months to sell their complete inventory. Tata Steel, on the other hand, it is 1.77, still not good. Adani Greens, 9.36, very good. Very high inventory turnover. It takes them just 1.5 months or 1.25 months to sell their complete inventory. Kothari, 2.96, Dr. Reddy's, 26. It takes them 13 days to sell their complete inventory. That is the kind of operational efficiency we are looking at. Even though this company's profits have gone down, but you look at this, profits have gone down as far as last 5 years growth is concerned, but this inventory, sorry, I looked at wrong number. I looked at industry PE. Inventory turnover is 1.51. Sorry, my mistake. Not so good, na? Isme nahi karna invest. It's not so good company. Inventory turnover is very low. Okay? So this is how we analyze the fifth step. How good is the company in inventory turnover? Again, you can compare it with the other companies of the industry and see how other companies of the industry are doing and how this company is doing as compared to other companies. If it is above the average, then it's a good company. If it is below, then it's not so good company. Okay? That's the fifth step of analysis. 5-step analysis: company's company size, company's stock valuation, growth rate, company's financial structuring, and fifth is operational efficiency. All of us have limited time. We can't analyze 5,000 companies on a stock market. We can only analyze a few. This helps you in analyzing what companies to actually go deeper into it. This is the first step of investing. Okay? There are a lot more things that I will cover in next 3 sessions. In the second session, I'll start with how you can start your journey for investing. As a beginner who knows nothing about investments, how you can start that first step. What is the first thing that you should do? I'll cover that. I will help you in identifying which Demat account is good for you. I will help you in understanding what are different ways of investing in stock markets. What is IPO, how to analyze an IPO, how to build your first portfolio. We'll cover that. In session 3, we will go on live trading. Trading is basically when to buy, when to sell to book profits. So we'll go on live data on trading. We invite a professional trader to take that session. He will tell you, and we'll do that session in the trading hours only. Or I'll do a special session in trading hours where you will learn from traders in live session what parameters you should see about a stock in real time, and you buy that stock or when you sell that stock. Okay? And in 4th session, we'll learn all about diversification, mutual funds, bonds, index funds. What are those, on what parameters you should invest money, how much money to invest in mutual funds, how much should go in index fund, what is rule of 72. We'll learn all about that. Okay? Now guys, there is a feedback form in the chat box. I would request all of you to fill that feedback form. Okay, I will answer all the questions, but guys, please take 2-3 minutes time to fill the feedback form. I'll answer all your questions. Just take 2 minutes time to fill the feedback form. Here is the feedback form link. I have again, my team has posted it. I have again posted it, the chat box. Please take 2 minutes time to fill that feedback form, and then we will do the Q&A part. Any questions that you have, I will answer those questions. Okay, so now I will take the questions. Okay, which step is the most important to analyze? So Shyam, you remember in the starting of the session, I talked about two types of investing, value investing and growth investing. Value investing is more of conservative approach, where you're looking for companies which will not give you a 30, 40, 50% growth, stock price growth, but they will give you a 15, 20% growth and are very strong companies. Growth, when you're talking about companies which in growth investing, there you're looking at 40, 50% growth rate. There you analyze, you look for different ratios, which is you focus more on ROE, ROCE. In value investing, you focus more on PB ratio, PE ratio, PEG ratio. So that is how you differentiate. So based on your, based on your what kind of investing you want to do, ratios depend on that. There was one question, Sanjana, the example that I had to show you, na? See, let me just show you the example. How is it important? Here. See, here's data of two companies, NBCC and PVR. Again, it's a bit old data, I think 2-3 month old data, but this will give you an idea. You look at market cap of PVR, which is 9,094 crores. Stock prices into the, Sanjana, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah. So stock prices into total stocks, 9,094 crores. While that of NBCC is 5,868 crores. Almost 50% larger company. PVR is 50% bigger than NBCC. But now you look at the debt of PVR, which is 1,292 crores. High amount of debt. NBCC on the other hand has zero debt. You look at cash. PVR has very low amount of cash, 320 crores. NBCC has a cash of 1760, 1760 crores. So the enterprise value in this case, NBCC is 4107 and EV by market cap ratio would be approximately 0.7. PVR on the other hand, because of this high debt, enterprise value is 10,000 crores, almost 1.11. This basic ratio, EV by market cap, helps us in understanding whether it's a good company or a bad company. PVR, not such a good company because market EV, but because this company has a lot of debt, low cash, and enterprise value is very high as compared to the market cap. This is why this ratio is important, EV by market cap. Does this answer your question, Sanjana?
Yes, sir, got it. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Any other question, guys? Okay, thank you.
So what is growth investing?
Growth investing is where you are looking at companies which will, even though their stock is highly valued right now, but your expectation is they will grow much higher in future. So value investing, you're trying to identify stocks which are undervalued right now. Growth investing, you're trying to identify companies which have very high growth potential. Okay? Even if the stock is overvalued right now, but growth potential is very high. Companies like this, the one I showed you, this Page Industries, even though the stock is 30,000 rupees, highly overvalued, but there's a huge growth potential. Even, I mean, it is not clear whether that growth potential would be real or not, but that growth potential is there. Okay? That is growth investing. Okay. Guys, those who have filled the feedback form and who do not have any questions, they can leave. Others who want to ask any questions, they can ask, or otherwise we'll wind up the session. But please fill up the feedback form. Okay, so if we have no questions, we can wind up the session.
Sir, I have one more question.
Yeah, go ahead, Divya.
Sir, as you told us like 5 measures, like to measure like which share we should buy. तो अगर इन 5 measures में से कुछ measure अच्छे हैं, कुछ measure अच्छे नहीं है, तो like हम कैसे like कौन से measures important हैं?
See, important तो सारे हैं. It's all about taking a call. कि अच्छा, if all are looking good, then तो it's a no-brainer. But if some are looking good, then you have to take a call. कि यार ये अच्छा नहीं है, but still I feel कि बाकी वाले are giving me a more positive side of investing. कि positive side of positive feeling कि हाँ, this in stock will grow. So that's a call that you take as an investor, and that is where the risk thing is.
Okay, thank you.
ठीक है. See, दिव्या, इसका ना कोई आंसर ही नहीं. अगर इसका आंसर होता ना, तो I would be Warren Buffett. इसका and everyone would. इसका कोई आंसर नहीं होता. It's more like कि you analyze things and then you take a call. Some people take that call in a different way. Some people take that call in a very different way. Like as I showed in the beginning, I think to you guys I showed now. I purchased these 6 stocks of PNB Gilts yesterday morning. The prices have grown by 30%. ठीक है. I analyze कि हाँ, this stock is undervalued and it can be good. अब पता होता 30% ग्रो हो जाएगा तो 10 लाख रुपए के खरीद लेता. बट खरीदे थे 1,000 रुपए के खरीदे तो वो 1,300 के हो गए. पता होता इतने बढ़ जाएगा तो ज्यादा के खरीद ले. So it's a call that you take, how much you want to invest, in what stocks you want to invest. ठीक है. चलो.
Thank you, sir, for such an enriching session. I'm sure all of us have truly benefited with your useful insights. Thank you for being such a lovely audience. Once again, I would like to repeat, those who have not filled the feedback form, please take 2 minutes to fill it. The link is present in the chat box. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone. I think it was a very good, very interactive session, and I hope that you guys have learned some new things. And I hope if you want to learn a lot more about investing, about this line of study is called fundamental analysis, where we are looking at companies' fundamentals. There is another line of study which is called technical analysis, where we do these stocks, where we do these stock trading wala analysis. We look at candlestick charts and all. That will be done on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this week. So you guys can, if you want, you can in the feedback form you can fill you want to attend those sessions. Okay, guys. So I think let's wind up this session. Let's connect on Friday.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
it was
you.
So informative.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
so
sir.
nice.
Waiting for
So
next
nice to talk to you, students who want to learn. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.